the Berlin Wall. Zoltan is trying to stop here a little bit to show you piece of the Berlin Wall. And now you can see the photos of Hungarian victims of communism and Nazism, especially that of communism. It is a building where you can learn something about dictatorships. Really, we have torture rooms as well, which were first used by the Nazis. They confiscated this house from a quite wealthy Hungarian Jewish painter. Then later on, the Hungarian Communist Secret Service used the same building for the same purpose. Nazis and communists. Some people, Jewish people, don't like it because saying that it's out of proportion. There are 4 rooms about Nazism and 25 rooms about communism. And they believe that more genocide was made by the Nazis. And it's always a political problem. Everything is political in this country, you know. But at least we have a museum to commemorate, let's say. It's an interesting batch of this memento, let's say, of the 20th century, which was a disaster compared to the 19th century. I need to tell you why. On your right, you can see the lovely Academy of Music with the first relief of Franz Liszt. It was his own house, Franz Liszt house. On your right, 145 years of air pollution on this almost black wall. Used to be a white building. Can you see? It's just like normally white, just like right beside it. Puppet Theater. Academy of Fine Arts with the lovely graffito. Can you see the gilded decoration? You have 2 painted layers. The upper layer is scratched, then the lower layer appears, and then you are supposed to paint it with liquid gold. The most complicated Italian, let's say, it's called graffito, as graffito of course in Spanish. So, style from Florence. Our Prime Minister loved Florence, but he wanted to build a Champs-Élysées. Why not with the facades of Florence? Can you see on the left, for example, the next attraction? Really a shame on us. The scaffolding is minimum 20 years old. This is the kind of junk that people can get rid of, the, as you can see, the old things from the, this is why it's so dirty now. But look at the facade, never renewed since 1884. The scaffolding is minimum 20 years old. This is the largest, that would be the largest graffito building in whole Central Europe. Would it deserve a renovation? It's not the fault of the people. You know why? Because these are not condominiums in this case. It's rented out by the district. Somebody should take action. I don't care who, local politicians, you know, anybody. You can see on the right hand side the oldest subway line on the European continent as well. So in a country where we built 32 soccer stadiums during the last 12 years from public money, maybe it would be nice to renew some classical buildings. Can you see the, have you been to Paris?
Yes.
Look at the shape of the circus, like the Rond-Point des Champs-Élysées, you know, in French, same structure. On your right, the renewed house is that of a Hungarian composer, music teacher. Did you hear the name Zoltán Kodály or Kodály?
Yes.
I just mentioned yesterday that I met a couple of days ago a lady from the Kodály Institute of Cornwall, England. It's about the solfege, how to teach music without using any music instrument, how to how to teach kids to sing. With the signs, you know. You remember the Sound of Music movie when the lady was teaching kids how to sing. You know, this is the Kodály method, the solfege. On your left, can you see the... this is a shame on us, dear Americans. The yellow building was built for Harriet Vanderbilt, the second richest American lady. And it became Soviet, then Russian embassy. This ugly building would be the KGB center, according to the young journalist. Believe me, they are everywhere still. Not all in my country, unfortunately. You can see on your right the South Korean embassy. That's a good Korea that behaves well. We love this. They had, because of the investments, they built many factories. Some of them don't respect the environment, but still we have cooperation with South Korea. It's quite important. One of the biggest investors in Hungary. On your right, you can find the Bulgarian embassy. Plenty of nice houses of the aristocracy. So this is the last section of the Andrássy Avenue. We had a wooden covered frame for the horse-drawn carriages where the cars are parking now. Turkish embassy on your right, the embassy of Turkey. Turkey was, can you see with the flag, a very important partner of Hungary always, but sometimes we were enemies. In the history we were very often enemies until the early 1500s. we massacred each other. Then Suleiman occupied Buda. We started living together. The Habsburgs liberated, you know, Hungary from the Turks in 1686 later on. You know what happened then? We started loving Turks. Because the Catholic Habsburgs liberated Hungary from the money of the Vatican for themselves. And the taxation was much worse than that of the Turks. And the Turks were not discriminative with the Jews and the Protestants. They didn't care about your religion. So, yeah, so the Hungarian Turkish ties have been really good since the occupation finished, the Turkish occupation. You can find Hero Square here with a nice aircraft above it, Archangel Gabriel, and please don't rush because we are going to go to the square. We are going to have a look at the square, and I think if you will, let's say, survive, we don't even go to restroom. I hope it's good if we spend like maximum half an hour here.